Welcome back to the channel, Andrew here, and in this video we're going to talk about how to use Facebook lead ads to generate leads for your business. Facebook lead ads allow you to collect contact information from potential customers or leads right inside the Facebook platform. People can enter their information and send it to you without ever having to leave Facebook itself. Now that's different to website conversion ads, which you may be familiar with, where you have to actually click a link in an ad, the user goes off to a landing page where they can enter their name, email, phone number, and any other contact information that you want to collect about them. And lead ads lead to a much smoother user experience with less friction because they can do everything inside the Facebook ad platform without having to leave. And what that means to you as a business owner is you end up with a higher click-through rate of people clicking on your ads to actually submitting their information to you and becoming a lead because the process is easier and more seamless. The other really important thing to note about lead ads is the tracking. So as you know, with iOS 14.5, conversion ads took a big hit because when people actually click an ad and leave the platform, tracking is severely affected by iOS 14.5 now, and many of your conversions don't actually get reported inside the Facebook Ad Manager. But because Facebook lead ads all happen inside the platform and you never have to send people to an external website, the lead tracking inside Ad Manager is actually pretty much perfect. And you get to track all of your leads and all of your conversions right inside the Ad Manager, and you can rely on that as accurate data. So that is a really big benefit to lead ads right now. So if you want to generate leads from the Facebook platform, meaning you want to collect names, emails, and any number of other pieces of information, then lead ads could be a good way for you to do that. On the flip side, there are a couple of things they don't work for, namely automated webinars. So if you're running an automated webinar funnel, lead ads don't work for that because you need to be able to present the user with the available dates and times for the webinar, and that's updated dynamically and happens on a web page. So you can't present those dates and times within a lead form on Facebook. The technology just isn't there to do that. Likewise, if you're using a self-liquidating offer or a tripwire funnel where somebody enters their name and email, and then on the thank you page you present them with an offer, that doesn't really work with lead ads at all either, because when somebody submits their information through a lead ad, they don't automatically get redirected to an external website. So you can't present that self-liquidating offer or tripwire offer if you're using Facebook lead ads. You have to stick with conversion ads for that. One other thing to note before we get into the actual setup of a lead ad is that costs can vary with these. Often the CPMs on these are higher from what I've seen, which can offset the higher conversion rate. So although you'll have more of the people who click on your ads converting into leads, you'll be paying more for impressions in my experience. So what you want to do is if you're testing lead ads, just keep an eye on the cost, compare it to what it's costing versus your regular website conversion ads, and make a decision that's best for your business. That's how I recommend approaching this. Okay, so let's jump over now and have a look at how you actually set a Facebook lead ad up. The first thing you want to do is head over to the Facebook Ad Manager. From there, you're going to click Create, and then you're going to create a campaign with the objective of lead generation. Okay, once you're on the campaign screen here, we need to scroll down and you can choose campaign budget optimization, turn that on if you want to use it, or leave it off if you're not going to use CBO. Now we go down to the ad set. And at the ad set level, there are a few things you need to do. The first thing is select what type of lead method you want to use. Now there are 3 different options here. The first one is an instant form. That's where you actually can create a form where people can enter their name, email, phone number, and other details. The second one is an automated chat. Now what that does is it starts an automated chat with a Facebook Messenger bot. And the third one is calls. So that allows people to call your business to become a lead. So if you have an offer and you say, click here to call now and chat with us, that's where you would use call ads. But for the sake of this video, we're going to focus on instant forms. So we're selecting instant forms, and here you need to select your page. So I'm going to choose my Facebook page here. If you haven't accepted Facebook lead ads terms for the page, it will ask you to do that. So you need to click that and accept those. I've already done it. Now we scroll down. You do not need to include a catalog here. Select your daily budget for the ad set, and then we give it a schedule. I usually set a start date being when I'm creating the ads, and I leave the end date open so I can turn the ads off when I need to. If you're running a limited time promotion, then you may want to set the end date here. And what that means is it will pause and stop your ads as soon as that end date is reached. So if you know that you have a specific cutoff for your ads, then go ahead and set an end date. Otherwise, leave it open. Set your ad up as usual here in terms of custom audiences, location, age, gender, interest targeting, everything else. Placements, I like to leave it on all placements. And then optimization for ad delivery. Now we have a couple of options here. Now I generally recommend just choosing leads. The other option, which is conversion leads, allows you to integrate with your CRM, which will then pass data to Facebook, and Facebook is then going to try and match up with higher quality leads. So I would generally start with leads, and then if you aren't satisfied with the quality, switch over and try testing conversion leads. Next up, we go down to the ad level. Again, we're going to select our page here. And then we're going to go down here and create an ad. I don't know why it's pulled in that image, but that's okay. So we're going to go down here and create our ad. Now you can create a single image or a video ad. At this point, it's just like setting up any other ad. You select your image or your video, you select carousel if you want, and you go ahead and you add your creative, your copy, and everything else that you normally do as part of the ad setup process. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to add an image. And I'm just going to put some placeholder text in here. So once you've done that and created your ad just like you normally would, you need to actually create the form, which is where people enter their information. So at this point, we click Create Form. We give the form a name. And we're going to choose either more volume or higher intent. Now, I recommend more volume. The only difference is if you choose higher intent, it adds a review screen at the end of your lead form, meaning it's going to add an extra step for people to take before they submit their information. In my experience, this doesn't really add much value except for having more people drop off. So I like to just leave this as more volume. Then we put our intro. Now you can see here, what we're seeing on screen in our preview on the right is what people see after they click on your ad. So the ad is the thing in the background that we just set up. And then after they click that, they're going to see this form that we're creating now. So the first thing to do is select a background image. You can see here it's pulled in the same background image from my ad and place it in the background of the form. You can use that, or you can choose to use an image that you upload separately. So I can go upload an image. I can upload, let's say, a separate image, and this one is not relevant. Like I said, I'm just using an example here. And you can customize that background image. For this example, I'm going to leave it as use the image from the ad. Now you want to create a short headline. After that, enter a short paragraph, which is going to sit below that headline here. And you want to just give them some more details about what they're getting. So the ad has already convinced them to click. Now we're just giving them minimal details just to sort of reassure them, confirm what they're getting, and get them to complete that next step, which is entering their details. Once you've done that, just scroll down and we're going to go to questions now. Now here you might think, great, I can collect a bunch of information about my potential leads, but there's something you need to know that's really important here, and that is the more information you ask for, the more people are going to drop off at this point. So you'll get fewer leads if you ask for more information. They'll be higher quality, yes, but they're going to cost a lot more. So what you want to do is keep it to the absolute minimum that you need in order for this to be a good quality lead. Often that's just going to be one contact method, whether it's email or phone number, and a name, but it could be more depending on your situation. For me, it's generally email and name. So I'm going to put email and name. I'm going to swap that around. Now, what you'll notice here is it's got user information and contact fields. What this means is that Facebook is actually going to pull in their name and their email address from their Facebook profile and pre-populate it automatically. These are predetermined fields inside the lead form that allow you to do that. Now that's really helpful because we talked about removing friction earlier. And a great way to do that is if somebody's on a mobile device, which they are when they're seeing these lead ads, then saving them having to type an email address is a great thing. It means a lot more people are going to sign up. So pre-filling the email, pre-filling the name, fantastic feature of the lead ad. You can see here, if I want to add in something else, I can say add a category, and I can add in other contact fields. That means it's also going to be pre-filled. Now I can add all sorts of things here. I can add first name, last name. So I could remove full name and just add first name and pop that in there. And you can go through and you can add all of these different things here. Not all of them are necessarily going to pre-fill with their Facebook profile information, but a lot of them do. Okay, so once you've created your questionnaire, we go to privacy. Something that you have to have with any lead form is a link to your privacy policy. So you just pop a link to your privacy policy here, and link text is usually just privacy policy. All right, if you want to add a custom disclaimer, add that in there using that button. And then the completion, this is what they see after they submit the form. So as you can see, I mentioned earlier in the video, they don't go off to an external thank you page after submitting this form. They simply see this thank you page. So simply customize this to however you want it. You can put in a call to action button here. So you can say, click here to get more information, click here to access the training, whatever that may be. And you can add a link to an external website. So I could put in mine, and you can see there's a button at the bottom there that says view website that they could click and go off to that website if they wanted to. But the thing is, not everybody's going to click that. It's going to be a small number that will click it, even if you customize the text on the thank you page to encourage them to. There's going to be a certain percentage that drop off at this point, so you can't really rely on that. And then once you've finished, all you need to do is go ahead and click publish. This doesn't publish your ad, it's just publishing the form so that it's getting ready to run the ad. Now you can see here, I've selected my example form. I can go down here and choose tracking. So choose your pixel here to track that, and then enter your UTM parameters as you normally would. Now we're not quite ready to run this ad just yet. There's one more thing we need to do, and that is make sure that our new leads actually get sent across to our email marketing system like ActiveCampaign, Infusionsoft, ConvertKit, whatever that may be. Because these leads, as they get collected at the moment, are simply going to be stored inside Facebook, inside your Facebook page. So that's not really helpful to us if we want to have some automation behind there that delivers something to people for free and puts them in an automated email sequence. We need to actually connect Facebook to our email provider. So the easiest way to do that is through Zapier. So we want to head over to Zapier. Click Create Zap, and then from here we want to type in lead and choose Facebook lead ads. Now you do need a premium Zapier account, just a heads up, if you don't have one, you will need that for this. So choose Facebook lead ads, then click new lead. So this is saying whenever we get a new lead inside Facebook from our lead ads, then we want to push it across to our email provider. So lead ad, then it's going to ask us to sign in. So once you go ahead and you've selected all of those three things there, the business manager, the page, and the ad account, click continue. You want to select yes to everything here and then click next, and done. Click continue. Now we choose our form. So we just created example form. So you have to match the form that you created here and that you're using for this ad to what you select here. So you have to choose that form, click continue. And then you go through and test like usual. You can see it pulls in some dummy data here. So just make sure that the email, everything is correct. Click continue. Obviously it's dummy data, so it's going to be correct. Next up, you want to connect to your email provider. So for me, it's ActiveCampaign, but you would choose whatever you use for email management. And then we need to choose create or update a contact because we're going to add our new lead as a contact. Choose your account here, then click continue. Now we go and choose your list from your email provider. And then we need to pull our data from step 1 into here. So we choose email from step 1 as the email address, and then first name. Now, if you're collecting other information from your lead form, you need to pull that in here as well. So if you're collecting phone numbers, you need to pull in the phone number from step 1, last name, same thing here, and match up all of that information. I'm only collecting email and name, so that's fine. That's all I need to match up here. Now, if you want to add any tags for these leads, let's say you're running a particular launch or a challenge or something else, then you might want to tag them. So add any specific tags you want to add here, and also any other information down below. Now, once you've selected everything you want there, click continue. You can send a test. So you're going to click test and continue. And then you actually want to go over to your email provider. Make sure that new test user has been added to your email list. So use the email address to do a search. Make sure they're in your list, and then you know that you are good to go. So you can then turn on your Zap. Make sure you don't forget to turn it on. That's a big mistake that happens with these types of things. So turn that on. The other thing you then want to do is go over to your email service provider, whether it's ActiveCampaign or something else, and go ahead and set up any automation that you want. So I would create a tag here. You could see in Zapier there how we could add a tag. So I would use a specific tag, and then I would create an automation in my email provider to automatically drip out a series of emails depending on what I am promoting. And this is going to vary depending on your business. You might want to create a Zap that adds them to your email provider and then also sends you a quick message and follow up with them. So it really does depend on how your business works as to what happens with the lead after you collect them. This is just showing you how to collect them and how to move them into your email provider or CRM. So once we've done that, we can go back to the ad manager. After you publish the ads, that's going to run, people on mobile devices are going to see it, and you're going to be able to collect leads using Facebook lead ads. Now, once your ads are up and running, they're pretty much like any other ad. You're going to optimize the exact same way as you would with any other ad. Now, I've included a link above to a video that's going to show you how I interpret the data, make decisions, and optimize my ads once they're up and running. So that's going to be a really good one for you to check out next to make sure that you're optimizing, bringing your costs down as much as you possibly can, and then that you're able to scale and grow your business with your new lead ads. If you've stayed this long, I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, all I ask is that you tap that like button. It makes a huge difference to the channel, and I really do appreciate that. And if you want to hear more from me, hit subscribe, hit that little bell, and you will get notified whenever I release a new video. All right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.